tonight, getting to see some the best young talent in this NBA.
No doubt, Kevin, the superstar potential on the court is here tonight, and it is immense. You got players destined to become some of the league's biggest names in the next couple of seasons. I'm pumped.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Rob Williams is out there with Avdia. And it's Kamare in at the 3 slot. And Portland has possession. Henderson looking it over. The 3. Kessler with the rebound. Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Collins. Outside, Markkanen. From downtown, hits the 3-point bomb.
Well, it's not a secret that Markkanen can stroke it from long distance, and that ability, that's going to help open up the floor for his teammates.
And what I love about Markkanen, he takes care of the basketball, and that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
Now here's Henderson. Avdia, a screen on Markkanen. Sharp. The 3-pointer, no good. Jazz have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Outside, Sexton. Collins setting the pick for Sexton. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Williams passes to Avdia. And finished off by Avdia.
Just to make it so much easier for your teammate when you throw that lead pass that gets to him right on the money, whether that's on the run or in the shooting pocket.
Portland is gone 0 of 2 from deep here. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Here's Avdia. Collins grabs the miss.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Kamare. He's guarded by Markkanen. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton-Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Now, here's Collins. Another miss by Utah. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Williams kicks to Avdia. A 3-pointer is right on target. Avdia's got 5 now.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Well, he's going to just keep going now. That's early confidence for him.
Sexton's shot is good.
Well, this is kind of fun. Sexton coming back and returning the favor.
Sharp against Sexton. Sharp, the pass to Avdia. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Jazz have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Alder.
Kevin, thank you. The Utah Jazz last season became one of the first teams in the league to move their games to broadcast television. It's a gamble, but they just about tripled their reach. And with the rapid growth in the region, they have a chance to attract new fans. Kevin, no doubt, other NBA teams are keen to see how this goes.
Oh, David, no question at all. We thank you for your report. Here's Collins. Portland knocking down that triple moments ago. Collins, a screen on Henderson. That's good for George on the assist by Collins.
Big man John Collins seeing the court that time.
For 3, Henderson. Rebound, Utah. And now the fast break. George with the ball. Here's Sexton. Avdia with the rebound. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Trailblazers. Trailing by 2. Here's Sharp. And then jammed down. It goes right over Collins Sexton.
out of this world. Sharp is so quick into the air, and then he just hangs forever, able to do things most others can't.
Now, here's Sexton. He has 6. Markkanen from outside. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Markkanen's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go. Avdia finds Sharp. Back to Avdia. Now Sharp. He's got 5. Portland moving the ball around. Just 4 to shoot. Lets it go with a 3. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got his 4th rebound in this one. Back to Sexton. He gets it up. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. It's the Jazz. They're up by 3. From And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far in the scoreboard. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Utah Jazz.
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they are, they get the ball.
On the court right now for the Trailblazers. Jabari Walker is out there with Grant. Then it's Anthony Simons. Then it's DeAndre Ayton. And it's Rupert in at the 2. Jazz leading by 3. Here's Filipowski. Pass to Sensabaugh. There's the 3. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one. Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Hey, Greg, what about Jeremy Grant? He's had about every role you can imagine on any team he's played on.
And, Kevin, he started out as a second-round pick, hoping to just make a team. He's been a bench spark plug, a starter, even a #1 option in Detroit for a couple years. Grant's done it all.
And that one's good, Ayton.
The defense gets physical, but Ayton doesn't seem to get knocked off of balance. That helps him to keep the focus.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. For Portland, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. To the inside. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Portland trailing here. And here is Ayton. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Grant, one of those big guys that gets up off the ground like a guard. Love to see him throw it down.
Pass to Hendricks from about 19 feet, and it's Portland with the rebound. Ayton's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Grant dishes to Ayton. Simons on the wing. A 3-pointer off the mark. Jazz have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Out to Clarkson. Sinks the triple. Clarkson's got 6 in the quarter.
As a shooter, Clarkson can be so efficient. He gets the ball and goes right into his shot.
Outside, Simons. Walker with his screen for Simons. And they call an illegal screen here.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Here's Collier, covered by Simons. Took him no time at all on that one. Lepowski's got the lead up to 4 now for Utah. Portland had, Greg, one of the great guard combinations in Clyde Drexler and Terry Porter.
And that was one heck of a backcourt. And they really complemented each other so well. Drexler with his explosive scoring ability and Porter who could just do a little bit of everything.
The shot by Clarkson, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And it's Rupert missing. Jazz have gone just 33% for the field in what's been a cold second quarter for them. Just 3 of 9. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
That's one of the best three-point shooters. You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
Pass to Rupert. Ayton a screen on Clarkson. Here's Simons. And the slam dunk by Simons.
Boy, Simons' athleticism, so quick off the floor.
Jazz leading by 3. From deep. And it's Collier missing. There's 57 seconds left in the first half. Ayton kicks to Grant. Ayton sets the pick for Grant. Back to Ayton. Filipowski grabs the board.
Yeah, can't see why he missed that one there. The D's close, but like plenty of room.
And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. Hands it from downtown. Clarkson's got 9.
A fine shooter from deep. Clarkson has a good feel for when to let it fly.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Collier. He's covered by Grant. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Trailblazers trail by 4. Simons from outside. Ayton finds Simons. Stolen away. Jordan Clarkson getting it done for Utah. He witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You gotta like what Jordan Clarkson has done in this game.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Preparing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. Wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. And it's George in at the point. That's the group right now for Utah. Here's Kessler. Plays it up off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 4. Brent, would you say the point guard is considered the toughest position to play in basketball?
You know, Kevin, I think there's been a massive shift in what the point guard represents in the NBA game. I mean, how many teams over the past couple of years that have won championships have played with a traditional setup guard? What we're looking at is duos that can dribble, pass, and shoot and devastate defenses.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And the shot goes in. Williams has got his first points in this one.
You know, when Williams gets positioned inside, he just looks to dominate physically, and then he shows you the skill set on top of it.
Henderson against George. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. The shot's good on the assist by George. Markkanen's got 9.
Now that's the kind of passing right there that makes a difference, not just in that possession, but maybe on your play for the entire game.
Henderson for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
A part of Henderson's game that's improving. Nice to see him build some confidence from behind the line.
Well, Greg, over the last few seasons, one area of consistency for the Jazz has been their rebounding.
Yeah, and they have some size, and they make controlling the boards a focal point. When you're playing Utah, you better be ready to put a body on somebody.
For the lead, and the Trailblazers, another 3.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
On the wing, Markkanen. Back to George. Sexton with the screen for George. And the Jazz, another three.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Henderson, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Sexton the pass to George. Pass to Markkanen. Just 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Here's Williams, and he uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
Oh, good pass right there from Sharp. These types of plays really help team chemistry.
George with the screen on Sharp. Kicks it out to Markkanen. It's deflected. Stolen by Avdia. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Here's Sharp. No good with the triple. Utah has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. George against Henderson. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Markkanen. Markkanen's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Sharp with it. 8 points for him. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. George looking around. And Collins now top the key. It's a very good look and converts. And it's a 5-point Utah lead.
Collins does a nice job there preparing for that shot using his base.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Trailblazers shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. And he knocks down the first one. So Utah ends up going with the new group. Good on both. Hey, Brett, what's one area where we really see these Portland Trailblazers excelling?
Well, they're great on the offensive glass. They have presence on the inside. They have a ton of focus on just collecting rebounds. So great at retrieving those misses.
Drills it from outside.
He's one of the best three-point shooters. You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
Avdia with a screen for Sharp. Portland again missing. Jazz leading by 6.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Fires for 3. No good on the last second attempt there. Shots continuing to fall as we conclude the 3rd quarter. Both teams putting up points. Jazz lead. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter, what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, the guard pair are Henderson and Sharp. Avdia out there with Williams. And it's Kamare in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Sharp. Portland with a new 14. Shoots over Clarkson. Williams dishes to Avdia. Portland moving the ball around. They shoot again. And the basket by Kamare.
Already a gifted passer. Henderson has solid vision for such a young player.
Clarkson for 3. Rebounded by Kamare. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for Portland. 7-point differential.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
Shots good by Sensabaugh.
Not just a scorer. Clarkson is very willing to dish it when a teammate's open.
Here's Sharp. And it's off from 3-point range. Utah leading by 10. Cuts off the pass. And now Portland on the break. Stolen. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Hendricks can't get it to go. For Portland, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Pass to Kamare. In the corner, Henderson with it. And the three ball is good.
Such a confident young man. Scoot just goes for it.
Here's Collier. Henderson defending. Here's Sensabaugh. Back to Clarkson. They set the pick. Inside. Here's Filipowski. And that one is hammered home.
Trying to realize what to do in the screen and roll situation. Clarkson connecting with a teammate.
Pass to Sharp. On the wing, Williams. Sharp on the wing. He's covered by Clarkson. 4 on the shot clock. Avdia kicks to Anderson. Takes a 3. Filipowski grabs the board. Filipowski's got 6 rebounds in the game. And it's Collier missing. Trailblazers trail by 9. Pass to Sharp.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Shoots over Clarkson. Here's Avdia. Hendricks pulls it in. Utah has gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Filipowski. Off target with his 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Now, here's Sharp. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Oh, gritty play by Sharp inside. Defense puts contact on the rookie, and he still gets it to fall.
Pass to Hendricks. Clarkson a screen on Avdia. Good on the triple. Clarkson's got the lead up to 10 now for the Jazz.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores. A hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
Clarkson passes to Hendricks. Back to Clarkson. The 3. And the Jazz, another 3.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Jazz.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooter.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jordan Clarkson.
Just does a great job of looking for space and then finding it. That's taking advantage of what the defense is giving.
Henderson finds Sharp. 27 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Williams passes to Sharp. The tray. Rebounded by the Jazz. From past the arc. Offensive rebound. Clarkson on the wing. And that one's on target from the wing. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Brent.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the beer. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold.
on to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
So let's take a look at the starters for Toronto. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Then there's Emmanuel Quickly. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Abaji in at the 2. And so it's Barnes with it. He brings it up for the Raptors. Quickly with the ball. Picked up by Markkanen. The three-pointer off the mark. The three from Sexton. Gets the three to fall.
You have to admire Sexton's confidence. Fantastic initiative in understanding when to shoot off the catch.
Barnes with a screen on Sexton. Fires from deep. And the basket by Abaji.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
And that one's good. Markkanen. Toronto has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Well, Coach Lowry Markkanen, it's been an interesting study to watch his game continue to improve every year.
Yeah, it certainly has, Brian. You know, he was a complimentary player for quite a while, and then finally has developed into a primary offensive threat, and he has thrived.
For three, George. Pirtle grabs a miss. The Raptors have gone 1 for 3 so far. Outside Barnes. Pirtle up top. Back to Barnes. Stolen by Collins. And now the Jazz on the run in transition. The three from Sexton. Rebound Toronto. Ingram, the pass to Pirtle. Pirtle with a screen on Sexton. And the basket by Abaji. Agbaji's got 6 points.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. This one for 3. And the three-pointer goes.
And I want to see Markkanen continue to shoot from deep because he's a quality sniper with impressive range.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. From deep three-point land. Kessler with a rebound. Utah has gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Collins with a screen on Barnes. Here's the 3. Collins, no good. Toronto trailing. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Will Hardy gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We got to talking about Brandon Ingram, and I asked how Coach thought they might limit him tonight. Coach told me, well, there's nothing we can do about his size and his length, so we're hoping just to frustrate him and keep him off balance by getting up in his business and contesting shots. Hopefully that plan pans out for them. Guys?
As always, Allie, we thank you. Stan, another head coach from the Greg Popovich tree, Will Hardy, who started his career in San Antonio.
And there have been a lot of successful guys that have come through the Spurs organization. Will Hardy is just another one who is developing into an outstanding NBA coach.
Now here's Barnes. No points so far. Quickly against Collins. Lets the 3 fly. They get the rebound. Kessler passes to Collins. It's stolen by Pirtle. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Abaji. Oh, he finds himself wide open and drills it. Agbaji's gotten his 3rd basket of the night.
And another one from distance. He's hot, and they keep feeding him.
Drills it from deep.
Shots like this help Markkanen get in rhythm. The D must be aware of his ability to catch and fire.
Ingram against Markkanen. Ingram deciding where to go with it. Ingram with a screen on Sexton. Abaji tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. Jazz leading by 5. For 3, Sexton sinks it from distance. Sexton's got 9 points.
I mean, Sexton can shoot from anywhere. Strong from beyond the arc.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Quickly from outside, hits a three-pointer.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Kessler. No good from outside. Pass to Abaji. Fires the three. No good on the buzzer beater. Good scoring in this one as we conclude the first quarter. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for Utah.
Well, the thing about hitting early threes, it spaces the floor and makes things a lot easier offensively.
They're also managing to make lots of trouble for their opponent in transition. Right away, they're finding points on the break.
We've got Filipowski, and it's Potter in at the 4. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Beyond the arc. Unable to get that one. Raptors trail by 5. For 3, Barrett. The rebound by Potter. Utah's gone 5 of 12 from the three-point range tonight. Offensive board. Pass to Hendricks. Here's Clarkson. The Jazz again can't hit.
Well, he's more than comfortable in the mid-range, but you can't make them all.
We'll stand former second-round pick Jordan Clarkson. He's averaged double-digit scoring every season.
Yeah, Brian, he's done it primarily as a sixth man. He actually already ranks among the top 10 in all-time points scored off the bench, and he's still moving up the ladder.
It is interesting that he prefers to come off the bench.
Yes, some guys do.
Snatched up. Utah leading by 5. From outside the arc, he buries it from 3. Clarkson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Barrett against Clarkson. Pass to Battle. Boucher on the screen. Battle shot is good.
Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look.
Now here's Clarkson. Here's Juzang. They set the pick. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you. Hendricks, no good. Raptors trail by 5. Pass to Roden. Here's Battle. 6 to shoot. The 3 is up. Hits the three-pointer. Battle's got 6. NBA scoring has been climbing over the past decades, Graham. Is the league too offensive at the moment, do you think?
Well, we know that people like scoring, the fans, players, everyone, but the league needs to make sure there aren't hamstringing defenders too much. So I think allowing some more physicality incentivizes the defender to defend. And now we have competition on both sides of the ball.
Now here's Barrett. He's scoreless. And they're unable to get the tying bucket there.
That was a good look from the mid-range. He'd like to have that one back.
Clarkson for 3. Counted from distance. And the Jazz lead by 5.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Potter. Pass to Hendricks. Oh, it's stolen. In transition. The 3, Barrett. And it's Barrett again missing. Utah shooting 36% for the game. Not great. Clarkson outside. Here's Hendricks to the left wing. Fires for three. That shot is off.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Here's Mobo to the wing, right side. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Now 5 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. And it's Clarkson missing. Toronto trailing. Knocked away.
You'd like to let the clock run and take the final shot.
Yeah, unless it's a gimme, there's no reason to put up an early shot here.
And great recognition by Clarkson. He finds the soft spot, stops, and pops.
Oh, a big slam!
Oh my gosh, the athleticism.
Put that one-man show on Broadway.
That's one way to go with the alley-oop. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Jazz out in front, leading by 3. We'll see you after halftime for the beginning of the third quarter. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Wow, Colin Sexton displaying all his skills today.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
So for the Raptors right now, Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Emmanuel quickly. And it's Abaji in at the shooting guard position. Offensive rebound. Here's George. Pirtle grabs a miss. The Raptors shooting 35% so far in this one. Picked by Pirtle. Here's Ingram. And it falls all over the rim and in. Ingram's got his first points of the night. Coach, when you talk to Ingram's teammates, they always bring up his remarkable work ethic.
Well, Brian, Brandon Ingram works hard. He loves the game. He wants to be great. He spends a lot of his free time studying the game instead of just hanging out and doing other things.
Abaji, the pass to quickly. Barnes with a screen on George. And it's quickly with a miss.
Won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
For Toronto, they've got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Pirtle with the bucket. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
Here's Sexton. And it's good. Off the back rim and in. Sexton's got 14.
And offensively, Sexton has been in the zone. He keeps finding chances and cashing in on them.
Ingram on the wing. He's guarded by Markkanen. Picked by Pirtle. 6 on the shot clock. And here's Ingram from the arc. They get it again. Pass to Abaji. The 3 from Quickly. Drains the triple. Quickly's got 6 points in the quarter.
And for the defense, that is a heart-sinking moment when you see him that wide open from beyond the arc.
And here's Kessler from the arc. Abaji with a rebound. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Pirtle with a screen on George. Puts up a 3. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got rebound number 7 tonight. Markkanen from long range. Toronto grabs the miss. Grant, would you say the Raptors are in the process of starting over?
You know, I certainly don't think that's the wrong thing to call it, BA. Coaching changes, some big trades. They're shuffling things around and trying to start building something new.
Sexton goes in. Pass to Markkanen. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 5 assists in the game. Barnes with a screen on George. Here's quickly. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right iron. 11 points in the game.
Way to rise to the occasion and snatch back the momentum.
Yeah, plenty of lead changes in this game. It's gone back and forth.
Kicks it out to Collins. Markkanen outside for 3. Yes! Markkanen from deep.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And here's Ingram outside. Connects from downtown. Ingram's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Here's Kessler. Three-pointer, no good.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
And here's Ingram outside. And again, Toronto with a triple.
The crafty play there by Ingram, using the pull-up jumper to beat the defense.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Pass to Markkanen. Collins outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Outside Barnes. Over Sexton. And it's Toronto with another. 5 ticks left in the third quarter. Here's Kessler. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And so it's the Toronto Raptors leading by. Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. Jazz trail by 6. They've got Jordan Clarkson, and it's Filipowski in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group for Utah right now. Juzang, that's good.
This continues to be a battle. The lead is within reach.
Yeah, this is definitely a close one. Let's see if they have enough in the tank to take the lead here.
Boucher a screen on Clarkson. Here's Barrett. Over to the wing. Lets the 3 fly. The rebound by the Jazz. Filipowski's got 5 rebounds in the game. Pass to Potter. Here's Filipowski. The 3. Another 3 for Utah.
Cool, calm, and collected at a critical juncture in this game.
Here's Battle. Off the mark there with a 3. Utah has gone 2 of 2 from outside so far in the fourth. Here's Filipowski, covered by Boucher. Three-pointer off the mark. Toronto has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Here's Roden. Off target from three-point range. For Utah, they've gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Takes a 3. Potter's shot is off. The Raptors have gone 0 for 3 in this fourth. Not good. And again, Toronto, no good. The Jazz shooting around 35% from the field so far. To take the lead. The Jazz again can't hit.
I can't believe he missed that 3. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving it.
The 3, Barrett. The rebound by Potter. Potter's got 5 rebounds tonight. Let's go with a 3. Rebound, Toronto. Boucher's got a rebound number 5 here tonight. Pass to Mobo. To end the drought. The rebound by Filipowski. Filipowski's got 7 rebounds in the game. Clarkson for 3. Some solid defense from Barrett. The Raptors shooting just 37% in the game. It's Barrett on the wing. Knocks down the triple. And the Raptors lead by 3.
And you know Barrett wants the ball in his hands, especially on these big possessions.
And there's a pick. Pass to Potter. Out of bounds. It'll be Toronto's ball. So Utah ends up going with a new group.
On the court.
Toronto leading by 3. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now.
In the game, 2 minutes.
Here's quickly. Ingram on the wing. Jacks up a 3. Hits the trifecta.
Yeah, the fluid shooting motion of Ingram makes him a real threat to knock down these corner triples.
Pulls up. And another miss by Utah. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Pass to Pirtle. Ingram on the wing. 1:25 left in the final quarter. Shoots over George. The shot by Ingram, no good.
Well, the defense was giving him that one, but he made the shot more difficult than it needed to be. You gotta play smart.
Kessler finds George. Sinks it from distance. George has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Quickly from outside. Oh, again! Toronto with a triple.
Exchanging buckets from downtown. That's been a staple of tonight's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Collins, no good.
I understand why he took the shot. They need the points, but that's just not a good look.
And the basket by Abaji.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Deflects the pass, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Markkanen.
He was all over that pass. That's a cautionary tale.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
From deep three-point land, Kessler with a rebound.
At this point, it just feels like it's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
And so quickly we'll bring it up for the Raptors. Right side Barnes takes the 3. They grab their own miss. Back to quickly. Fires away from way outside. Missed it. So it's Toronto picking up the win. They played the villain tonight, and they...
teams go. Going head-to-head tonight.
Kevin, we've got great athletes almost everywhere on the floor tonight. The play at the rim should be electric. Let's go.
So let's take a look at the Toronto Raptors starting lineup. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Then there's Emmanuel Quickly. Then it's Brandon Ingram. And it's Abaji in at the shooting guard. Here's Abaji. Offline with his three. Here's Kamare. Jacks up a three. Short. That's good.
And nice work on the perimeter. Defenses must respect Sharp's range.
Ingram deciding where to go with it. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. And the defense of this Raptors team, Greg, they are built to switch.
And it's no accident with their roster construction. They like having wings that can guard all 5 positions. Makes defending a much easier prospect.
The shot's good from Quickly.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Pirtle against Williams. Pass to Kamare. Out to Henderson. Sharp on the wing. Shoots the three. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
And then Henderson with the jam.
And Henderson doesn't need any extra motivation to head straight for the rim.
Barnes the screen. And here's Ingram from the arc. And again, Toronto with the triple.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Williams sets a screen for Henderson. Sharp on the wing. A 3-ball. And Pirtle pulls it down. David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Chauncey Billups. Dave, what do you have to say?
Coach had praise for one of the opponents tonight, the versatile Scotty Barnes. He told me Scotty's somebody that can do it all. He can score, pass, rebound, and defend multiple positions. That's rare for a player his age. So, Kevin, Scotty's still growing as a player.
Thank you, David. Now here's Ingram. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Three-pointer. Sharp. That's good. Sharp's got 9.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
And Doris, as we've watched Optia, he's a real threat from the perimeter now.
Yeah, Kevin, he's really good at a lot of different things on a basketball floor. I think the consistency from range wasn't there early, and defenders would give him a cushion. That is no longer the case.
Raptors trail by 6. Ingram outside. Pirtle sets the pick for Ingram. There's the triple. Happy to see that one go in for his second make in 5 attempts.
Silky 3-point shot by Ingram. Just goes to the arc and knocks it down.
Here's Sharp. And the 3 off target. Raptors have got 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Abaji. Barnes kicks to Quickly. Pirtle against Avdia. Pass to Abaji. He nails it, and we're tied up.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
And finished off by Williams.
An unreal athlete. Williams gets off the floor with such ease to power it down.
There's 47 seconds left here in the first quarter.
He couldn't believe how open he was. He just couldn't convert it.
Here's Sharp. From outside, off the mark. Sharp's gone 3 for 8 tonight from the field. Hurdle with a screen on Avdia. Hurdle, high post. Quickly against Henderson. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from deep. And Emmanuel Quickly hits from deep. Quickly's got 6. Now, here's Sharp. He's covered closely. Avdia with a screen for Sharp. And then Sharp with the dunk.
And he sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. Barnes beats the buzzer. Wow!
Yeah, that's just an amazing play to get that ball off.
A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Raptors lead by 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
I know it's early, but all those 3-pointers, boy, do they add up.
And that's what has them ahead in this game. Their floor spacing has been just tremendous.
First setting the floor for the Raptors. We've got Chris Boucher. Brady Dick is out there with Barrett. And it's Mobo in at the 4 spot. Outside, Barrett puts up a 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, you have to understand, spacing is provided when you can make threes. R.J. Barrett delivers.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Raptors are rebuilding with purpose. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, "We're doing a good job at the start of this process, selecting the right people that care and are very committed to each other. That's a good baseline to build on." Kevin, slowly, the pieces are falling into place.
David, you're so right. He is great at developing those young players. Mobo can't hit. Trailblazers trail by 4. Grant outside. Here's Ayton. It's hauled in by the Raptors. A minute and a half gone here in the second quarter. To the wing right side. Boucher with a screen on Walker. Battle misses. The Trailblazers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Well, DeAndre Ayton is a team-first guy, and boy, does he set up the open man.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Kicks it out to Grant. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Raptors leading by 4. Here's Battle. That 3 off the mark. Trailblazers have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. And that one is good.
How about the physicality from Grant, not allowing the close defense to keep him from his shot?
2 minutes remaining in the first
Tries
half.
the spin move. Battle scores off the spin. Battle's got the lead up to 4 now for the Raptors.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
Simons, the pass to Ayton. There's 1:38 left in the first half of basketball. Clock at 6. Pass to Rupert. Here's Grant. Again, the miss by Grant.
and he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you can see the frustration on his face.
Friend against Boucher. Launches a three. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
A nice shot by Simon.
If you're waiting for him to miss, he's that open. You're going to be in for a long wait.
Right wing. Fires the three. And the basket by Rupert. Rupert's got 6.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
That bucket in no time at all.
3 points.
And the Raptors lead by 2.
And now it's Dick knocking down a three of his own. Brady ready to answer.
Grant goes in. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move, and he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's on R.J. Barrett. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
At about an 82% clip a season ago, so I'm sure he'll take those numbers.
Dives to the hoop. Here's Mobo. No good on the three. Trailblazers have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Grant, that's good.
Well, this is why Jeremy Grant's size is important. Stretches out beautifully whenever he's close to the rack.
Grant against Barrett. Over to the left wing. Here's Boucher. Knocks down the three ball. Boucher's got the game tied up here for Toronto.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
So the clock runs out with the score tied going into halftime. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Shaedon Sharpe really making a difference here.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on him from deep here. Talk about dialed in.
Well, he's in a great rhythm, looking comfortable and confident.
The guard pair are Henderson and Sharpe. Williams is out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Kamare in at the three, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Here's Kamare. He's covered by Ingram.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
With every passing season, Quickly's role seems to expand.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he's had to prove himself over and over. And now that he has, I don't think you'll find nearly as many doubters as he had when he first came into the league.
Nice vision from the youngster, Sharpe that time.
Ingram a screen on Henderson. And here's Quickly for three. Rebounded by Kamare. And so Henderson will bring it up for Portland. On the wing, Williams. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Here's Kamare. He's covered by Ingram. For the three. And it's Sharpe missing. Toronto leading by 3. Ingram outside. Birtle sets the pick for Ingram. Beyond the arc. Drills the three-pointer. Ingram's got 9.
And known for the jump shot, Ingram needs to keep firing away with confidence from that spot.
Pass to Sharpe. Here's Kamare. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. For 3, Ingram. Good, and it's Barnes picking up the assist. And it's a 9-point Raptor lead.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And right now, Greg, he is doing a great job delivering for this team. Productive and efficient.
Birtle with the steal. Barnes against Sharpe. Ingram a screen on Sharpe. Nobody near Barnes. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. And Sharp has it in the corner. No good on the triple. Here's Toronto now. Big run right now going for him, 11-2. Ingram outside. Hits the three-point bomb. Ingram's got the lead up to 12 now for Toronto.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Pirtle up top. He has yet to score. Barnes passes to Ingram. Five on the clock. Second chance shot. And that one drops for him. And the Raptors lead by 11.
And this is what Ingram can do for you. Make a variety of shots over the course of a game. Tonight, he has been unstoppable.
Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Anderson with it. Out left to the wing. Here's Kamara. And a miss there on the triple.
Boy, he won't miss many from that spot. The defense gets lucky there.
They get the rebound. Ingram outside. Launches it. Ingram can't get that one to fall. Trailblazers trail by 11. Henderson kicks to Williams. The shot by Sharp. Nobody around. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Here's Abaji. Offensive rebound. Barnes outside. Three-pointer. Rebound by Williams. This gives them the opportunity to get within 10. Here's Sharp. Traps in the tray. Sharp's got it back down to single digits for the Trailblazers. Henderson against Quickly. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Quickly's got 9.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And so it's Toronto. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. From beyond the arc. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Setting the floor for the Raptors. They've got R.J. Barrett. There's Boucher out there with Dick, and it's Battle in at the 2. There's the pick. Fires from way outside. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Barrett, no good. Trailblazers trail by 11. Williams passes to Henderson. Pass to Kamara. And here's Sharp. A 3-ball. Here's Avdia. Nails the baby hook.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
To me, this is a common theme that's running through the league right now. Guys looking to leak out rather than box out.
Here's Battle. Defended by Sharp. Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, you have to make greater effort than that defensively. You know what he can do from range.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Lets the 3 fly. Here's Williams. Out beyond the wing. Here's Kamara. Good on the triple. Kamari's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Trailblazers trail by 9. This one for 3. Boucher with the rebound. Boucher's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Three-pointer. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Jacks up a 3. And it's Sharp missing.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going in some other way, because hoisting from 3 is not the answer.
Not a lot of time left for the Trailblazers in this one. They played a straight fourth quarter defensive, allowing only 3 points.
This is as pure a shooter as there is. You've got to stay connected or it's a problem.
Boucher sets a screen for Dick. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And so it's Avdia with it. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. Henderson, no good.
If you want to cut into a lead, you have got to trust your teammates and move the ball.
Outside, Barrett. Takes a 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Williams has got 9 rebounds now tonight. Kamari misses. Raptors leading by 6. Barrett wide open. He fires. Buries the long-range jumper.
Well, the numbers show it. R.J. Barrett much more comfortable shooting from the corner.
Over to the wing. Here's Kamari. And the shot falls short this time.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Battle misses.
He needs to drive to the rim. The shot just not going.
Portland no good that time either.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
A three-pointer, no good. Shoots the 3. Sharp, that's good.
Oh, huge bucket from Sharp. You know he's got to be feeling good after that one.
Here's Battle. Defended by Sharp. In the corner, it's Boucher. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And the Raptors lead by 9.
When the defense totally lost track of him, he punishes them with a three-pointer. That's a bad decision.
Henderson, no good. And the Raptors with the ball. They've held a 12-point lead early. Taken away by Williams. It's stolen by Barrett. And stolen by Sharp. And so it's Toronto winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the field. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
acquiring and developing young talent, Grant.
Absolutely, B.A. These rosters are filled with young stars. They have a chance to make some noise in the coming years. They just need to continue to grow as individuals and as a team.
The starters for Utah: Markkanen and Collins, the 3 and 4. George and Sexton in the backcourt. And it's Kessler in at the center, locking down the middle.
A lot of defenders choose to just back up off of him when he's in that tight, try to avoid the and one, and this time they're not backing off.
Now here's Collins. Markkanen for 3. It's hauled in by Henderson. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
I had a chance to catch up with Chauncey Billups, and I took the time to ask him about his strategy for Lauri Markkanen, and he said, we know he's going to hit big shots and be physical on the floor, but we're going to make him work for everything tonight. I hope we can test every shot that he takes. Hope and hard work. Can't ask for more than that, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Now here's Sharp. Launches a 3. Portland, no good that time either. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Grant, a big reason for Utah to be excited about the future. Their young head coach, Will Hardy.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, he's had this team competitive after trading away both Mitchell and Gobert. And I love how Hardy has developed guys like Lauri Markkanen.
Now here's George. Markkanen from long range. Williams grabs the board. Tipped. And here's Kessler. And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation. Went over and back. Here's Williams. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
George finds Kessler. Down low. Kicks it out to Collins. Pass to Sexton. Three-pointer. And the three-pointer goes. Sexton's got 5 points.
Well, Sexton's confidence growing now, knocking it down from the three-point line. That's big.
Gets the 3 ball to go.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line, and I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
George for 3, and can't get it to go. Now 1 of 2. Blazers trail by 3. Three-pointer Sharp. Collins with the rebound. For 3, Sexton. Fires in the triple. Give him 8 points now.
A growing aspect of George's game. He's working to become a strong facilitator.
Henderson drives in, goes to the reverse layup and drops it in.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Yeah, APB sent out to try to find out where the defense is. Inexcusable.
Now here's Sexton. Give him 8. Markkanen for 3. Another 3 for Utah.
Just a lights-out shooter. Focus from Lowry is great.
And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assists. So just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
And the call will be against John Collins. That's his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into this first quarter. Knocks down the long J.
And everybody wants to see what kind of range Sharp has. Looks like the NBA three-point line won't be a problem for him.
Oh, a nice shot by Collins.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Here's Kamare. Another 3 for Portland.
That's a shot he's going to bury, especially when left open.
Jazz leading by 4. Sexton, the open look. Williams grabs the board.
I saw a green light there. He's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Jazz.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Well, one thing that's noticeable is just tremendous energy from everybody, and they put that into their transition play, and all that hustle is paying off.
Now here's George. For three, Sexton. The offensive rebound. Kessler finds Collins. And stolen by Williams. Three-pointer Sharp. Markkanen against Henderson. Clock at 6. Back to Sharp. From deep. Sends it home from three-point land. Sharp's got 6.
A very capable shooter. Sharp is very confident pulling the trigger from deep.
For three, George. Williams grabs the board. Henderson, right side.
And not often we get treated to a solo alley-oop.
Takes precision timing for sure. George for three. And so, lots of scoring in a competitive first quarter. It's the Trailblazers. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And looking at what we've seen from the Trailblazers, what do you guys think?
You can really see the strategy coming in. Get the ball into the painted area.
You don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Collier. Then it's Filipowski, and it's Hendricks in at the 4 spot. Simons passes to Walker. Here's Grant. From behind the arc. The rebound by Filipowski. Utah has gone 5 of 12 from three-point range tonight. Pass to Collier. Fires the 3. Nails it from 3.
I think the defense has more concerns out there on the floor, and they give him a good open look from the perimeter.
Here's Rupert. He's covered by Clarkson. Walker for 3. The rebound by Filipowski. Utah has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. They grab their own miss. Clarkson for 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
Here's Grant. It's stolen by Clarkson. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter. Lets it go from deep. Pure from three-point range. Clarkson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Show of confidence right now from Jordan Clarkson and his jump shot.
And a fun fact here, Brent, the Trailblazers' name was actually chosen by the fans.
Oh, that's so awesome, BA, to remind fans of how it is that Portland got its name. It was an open contest, and they had, I think, over 10,000 entries. And there are a couple other names that we should throw out there. It could have been the Pioneers or the Doug Furs. I think they chose wisely.
Fires from deep. Walker pulls down the board. Blazers trail by 5. To win the drought. Can't hit it. He's 0 for 2 now.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Pass to Filipowski. Gets the 3 to fall. And now an 8-point Utah lead.
Remember when big men shooting threes were as rare as a Sasquatch, and now those big guys are everywhere.
Walker for 3. Offensive rebound. And Ayton gets it to go.
You know, if Ayton continues to play with that kind of effort, possession by possession, he's a real tough cover.
Inside. Pass to Collier.
2 minutes remaining.
Now Clarkson.
2 minutes.
They set the pick. Here's Collier. Back to Clarkson. Here's Hendricks. And the 3 off target. Well, Portland's shooting only 40% from the floor in this game. Walker for 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. Filipowski's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's Sensabaugh. Drops in the 3. Sensabaugh's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Walker for 3. Walker with another miss.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
Especially if you're a player that doesn't get a lot of shot attempts, but otherwise the mindset is, I just got to get the next one to go. And you don't want to put that much pressure on yourself.
Pass to Hendricks. Three-pointer. Gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
That's one of the best three-point shooters. You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot.
Here's Filipowski. The three is up. And Aiden pulls it down. Aiden's got his 4th rebound in this one. This one for 3. And the basket by Rupert. Rupert's got his first 3 points of the game.
Pretty much no one is going to pass up a shot like that so much for the defense.
Filipowski for 3. Portland with a rebound. Walker's got 4 rebounds now. Aiden finds Grant. And again, it's Portland with a 3.
Well, nice smooth release from Grant that time. Can't let him get that kind of rhythm.
Filipowski for 3. Pass to Hendricks. Tries again. Portland grabs the miss. Walker in the post. He's off on the layup.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he laid straight up and in.
And so it's Utah leading by 6 as we wrap up the quarter. They've been aggressive in transition and find themselves in front. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams trying to gain an edge. Wow, Colin Sexton displaying all his skills today.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Scoot and Sharp are the backcourt set. Avdia out there with Robert Williams. And it's Kamare in at small forward. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Grant, there have been so many great players that have gone through Portland over the years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe it's almost 50 years since their last title. It's a great city with a great fan base. And for their sake, I hope their second title comes soon.
Collins, no good. Blazers trail by 9. Here's Henderson. And Williams gets the bucket on the assist by Henderson. Williams has gotten his second bucket.
Did you see that? I mean, going right to the rim. That's how you finish in the open floor.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Here's George. Portland with a rebound. And if you're just joining us, we played just over a minute here in the third. Kamare, no good. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Markkanen, the pass to Collins. There's the triple. Markkanen misses. And so here's Portland. 7-point differential. 3-pointer Sharp. Collins with the rebound. The Jazz have gotten only 1 of 4 shots to fall in the second half. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, Lauri Markkanen's shooting stroke at 7 feet tall had former Mavericks coach Rick Carlisle comparing him to Dirk. Lauri said it feels good to hear that because he's obviously a Hall of Famer, but there's still a long way to go, and it gives me more motivation to keep getting better. He's not getting a big head, Brian.
No, he's not, and that's the way you have to approach it to be great. Thanks, Allie. Markkanen from long range. Nails it from beyond the arc.
For 3.
Markkanen's got 6.
And right now, Markkanen just daring the defense to come all the way out there to him.
Outside, Williams. Well, Grant, as you always say, in the playoffs, you need a player who can score in isolation.
That's true, B.A. And in a 7-game series, defenses disrupt your set offense. If your stars can go mano-a-mano and create something out of nothing, that's often the best you can get.
Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they have the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Yes, it's good.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Jazz leading by 6. Outside for Sexton. Back to George. Pass to Sexton. Markkanen outside. No good on the 3.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Portland has got nothing to fall from outside in this third quarter. Avdia from outside. The rebound by Markkanen.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue. You can't give up looks like that all game long.
Here's George. Portland with a rebound.
Won't see him miss that one too many times.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
It's Avdia on the wing. Collins defending. Goes up on the wing. Avdia can't get it to go.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
Three-pointer Sharp. Offensive rebound. Another shot. Can't capitalize inside. Utah leading. Markkanen outside. Back to George. From downtown. Knocks it down from distance. George has got 6 here in the quarter.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Here's Kamari. Sharp, a screen on Kessler. Here's Kamari. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Kamari's got 6.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Portland has gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. And there's the foul. It's on Colin Sexton. That's his first foul of the game.
Yeah, he tried to gain position, but couldn't quite get there.
Tries to save it. Out of bounds. It'll be Utah's ball.
I'm not sure what happened there. You just can't give away possessions in this league.
Jazz leading by 6. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. It's George with the drive. Pass to Markkanen. Kicks it to George. Markkanen with a screen on Henderson. And the officials call a traveling violation. There's 14 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Kamari. He has 6. Here's the 3. Another 3 for Portland.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've... All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle. You can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
Well, this has been a great contest so far. I imagine the fourth quarter could have more action in store for us. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth. Sexton and Markkanen out on the wings. Collins and Kessler there in the middle. And it's George in at the 1. Henderson, the pass to Sharp to tie it up. The rebound by Markkanen. Markkanen's got 4 rebounds now. George against Henderson. There's the 3. George, that one's good. George has got 9 points here in the second half.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed in getting out on him.
And there's the screen. Second chance shot. Outside Sharp. Shot clock at 5. Avdia screen on Sexton. They get the rebound. Great positioning on the putback.
Real smooth, guys. Great job with the tip in.
Those are the kind of plays on the offensive glass that can tell you a lot about a player. For 3, George. He drops it from range. And the Jazz lead by 7.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Kamari, that's good.
And any decent look from distance, he's taking it. He has that locked-in mentality right now.
Seems to be taking it on his shoulders aggressively to shrink this lead. They really needed those points.
For three, George. George with another miss. The Trailblazers have gotten only 2 of 6 attempts to drop in the fourth. The three ball. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got his 8th rebound here tonight. For three, Collins drills it from deep.
I like when Collins takes these shots, shooting while in rhythm.
Blazers trail by 7. Outside Sharp. The three. Utah grabs the miss. Kessler's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. It's scooped up. Pass to Markkanen. It's George on the wing. Over Henderson. George's shot is off. And Portland's shooting right at 35%. Not getting what they want out there. Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Key points from Henderson. Stepping up. Scoop, young man, scoop.
Markkanen with a screen on Henderson. George for three. Avdia pulls it in. Avdia's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's Kamari. He's covered by Kessler. Williams a screen on Kessler. Here's Kamari. Lets it fly. The rebound by Markkanen. George for three. Buries it from 3.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line.
And I think the crowd is admiring the long-range duel.
Pass to Collins. Avdia against Sexton. 4-3. Another 3 for Utah.
Sexton, just a painful blow right there. I mean, eyeing the lead, they give up a big triple.
And Avdia with the basket on the assist by Henderson.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Well, both of them looking towards the three-point line. And I like to see that, especially when the results are made buckets.
Pass to Sharp. And he sinks it. What a beautiful shot. Brings it within 3.
Yeah, fearless play by Sharp in clutch time. He wants us to know he's ready to shine in these challenging moments.
Here's Collins. Launches it. Sharp grabs the miss.
At this point, I'm not sure if it's the play calling or the player himself.
That misses. Had a chance to tie it. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
Out of bounds. It'll be Portland's ball.
Blazers ball.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Henderson for 3. That shot missing. On offense, here's Utah. They held a 12-point lead earlier. Markkanen from long range. On target from range. And the Jazz lead by 6.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
So we see Utah get the win here. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA,
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Two. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, the pairing up front, it'll be Collins and Kessler. The guard pair, it's George and Sexton. And it's Markkanen in at the 3 slot. Here's Abaji. Beyond the arc. Faster quickly. Ingram a screen on George. Quickly kicks to Ingram. Shot clock at 5. Over Collins. He doesn't hit that one.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Sexton finds Collins. The shot by Sexton, no good.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. Might not always fall.
Yeah, it's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
And Coach, you watch Markkanen. He's a perfect fit for today's NBA, isn't he?
Yeah, a big guy who can shoot the ball, Kevin. And look, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, go to the basket. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. This guy can really play the game.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Collins, good.
And you love how instant Collins' shot can be. Gets a pass and wastes no time in releasing it.
And that one's good quickly.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
The Raptors have gone just 1 for 5 in the field to start the quarter. And that one's good, Barnes. Utah has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Outside, Markkanen. For the 3, it's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
How about the shooting stroke from Markkanen, appearing very comfortable pulling the trigger from deep.
Birtle sets the pick for Ingram. Stolen by Markkanen. Pass to Kessler. At the elbow, Collins. Nice ball movement by Utah. George, no good. Raptors trail by 4. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Spoke earlier with Darko Rajakovic. Now, I asked Coach about the defensive game plan tonight, and he said preventing easy buckets around the rim, and that starts with John Collins. He's a great interior scorer, especially when he gets ahead of steam, so we have to limit those opportunities. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, David. Utah leading by 4. Here's Sexton. Money from the wing.
A dangerous scorer from mid-range. Sexton loves to take that shot when he gets it in rhythm.
And the Raptors miss again. Jazz have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Pirtle with the steal. And here's Ingram from the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
A solid shooter from outside the arc. Ingram is fantastic at realizing when he should take those shots.
Now, here is George. Here's Abaji. That's good, and it's Ingram with the assist. And it's all knotted up.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
Markkanen. And the shot no good, a bit short. Toronto shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Ingram outside to the middle. Barnes kicks to Pirtle. Wide open. Offensive rebound. Fades back. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound in this one. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Collins has gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Pass to Barnes. And here is Quickly. Here's Abaji. Here's the 3. No good on that one. And Barnes sends it back. It's all tied in Toronto. And we'll be back shortly. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. Taking a look here at the Raptors' performance here, guys. What have they been doing or not doing, in your opinion?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, they gave the other team no time to breathe. Every time they got the ball, they were off to the races. And you see how effective this aggressive mindset can be.
We've got Chris Boucher. Brady Dick is out there with Walter. Then it's R.J. Barrett. And it's Battle in at the 4. That's the group for Toronto to start the second quarter. And here's Barrett. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Pass to Battle. Here's Walter. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. It's Barrett on the wing. He's covered by Clarkson. Boucher sets a screen for Dick. Hits it from 3-point range. Dick's got the lead up to 7 now for Toronto.
And that is why this team has Brady Dick, a floor spacer coming into the league with an elite 3-point shot. Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
And he's good on the 3-ball. Sensabaug's got his first 3 points of the game.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
Walter can't get it to go. Jazz have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And for the Jazz, the last few seasons, Coach, have been a period of rebuilding.
Yeah, it has, Kevin. You know they acquired a lot of draft capital when they traded Gobert and Mitchell. And they've since drafted a lot of young talent and still have plenty of picks to work with.
Now Barrett, after Jordan Clarkson missing on that last 3-pointer. Dick can't get it to go. And here in the second quarter of action with a under 2.5 minutes played so far.
Assistant, Sensabaugh.
Toronto trailing. Barrett wide open, he fires. Sinks the triple. Barrett's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Nice looking shot there from Barrett. You can tell he's confident when he's shooting the ball.
Out to Clarkson. Here's Sensabaugh. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. And the Jazz lead by 1. Jake with it, but Trey. That one's a miss. His 3rd shot of the game. He's made 1 of them. Pass to Collier. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. A 3-pointer off the mark. Here's Battle. There's the pick. Fires for 3. That one's in. His first shot this game. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now, here's Clarkson. Still scoreless. Sensabaugh no good. Here's Walter. He's covered by Clarkson. 1:11 left to play in the first half. Boucher passes to Bat. Fires the 3. Hendricks pulls it in.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Toronto's gone for the three-pointers 7 times here in the second and been successful 3 times. A three-pointer is right on target.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
The shot by Filipowski, no good. Toronto leading by 5. It's up a 3. Out to Barrett. The 3. Rebound, Utah.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Hendricks, good.
And you can see he just caught a glimpse of the open man on the perimeter and immediately got him the basketball.
And Barrett has got the ball here for Toronto. Boucher sets a screen for Barrett. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Lets it go from deep. Pulls up on the wing. Pass to Sensabaugh. And some good action for the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. The Raptors out in front. They lead by 2. We'll be back shortly, live from Toronto. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
There is no stopping him, and you can't even contain him at this point. He is that talented.
Yeah, he makes defenses look utterly helpless. It's like pick your poison trying to contain him.
Taking a look at the Jazz. The guard pair. It's George and Sexton. In it forward, it's going to be Markkanen and Collins. And it's Kessler in at the 5. George double-teamed. From deep, Collins. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game. You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for.
Quickly looking it over. Ingram wide open. And again, Toronto with the triple.
In working away from the ball, Ingram thrives in the catch and shoot. A player you have to stay connected to on defense.
Here's Sexton. Kicks it out to Markkanen. There's the 3. And again, it's the Jazz from deep.
Well, that's basically a warm-up 3 for him. The defense can't allow him that caliber of attempt.
Hurdle with a screen on Markkanen. Ingram with it. Now defended by Markkanen. Barnes down low. Markkanen on him. 5 to shoot. Quickly with a wide open look. Off target from outside.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Quickly against George. Pass to Collins. Fires the 3. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Barnes has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Ingram passes to Barnes. Back to Ingram. Launches it. And the 3-ball is good. Ingram's got 12.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
Abaji can't get it to go. On the wing, Markkanen. Outside, Collins. Launches a 3. Outside, George. Markkanen finds George. Another shot, and he hits the jumper for 2. You know, Stan, when I think of you as a coach, I think defense. So let me put you on the spot as you assess the wing defenders in the NBA right now. Who are some of the top 2 or 3 that you know?
Well, look, there's so many good ones. My favorite right now is Lou Dort because he's so strong, he's so disciplined, and he has an amazing ability to use his body even against guys that are a lot taller. He is a frustrating guy for great scorers to play against.
Now, he brought a lot to the NBA, but haven't the Thunder done a good job developing that kid?
Well, they have, and look, they've got other great defenders too, like Jalen Williams.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
Well, he's firing away with confidence from downtown. The defense better adjust to this, and fast.
For the tie, it's hauled in by the Raptors. Pass to quickly. Here's Abaji. Lets it go with the three. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And here's Quickly for three. Connects from three-point range. Quickly's got 6.
Yeah, way back when I started coaching, you never wanted a three-pointer on a fast break. Now, it's the shot teams are looking for.
Now here's Ingram. 15 points in the game. Pass to Abaji. From past the arc. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Jazz trail by 6. George against Quickly. George dishes to Collins. The Jazz with another miss. Brandon Ingram. He's been the guy making things happen for Toronto. That quarter had it. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, that's high-level playmaking. He makes it look easy, but it's not.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Barnes and Pirtle make up the inside pair. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Abaji in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Ingram with the steal. Oh, and here comes Barnes all alone. Ingram against Collins. It's Ingram on the wing. Plenty of space. Barnes passes to Pirtle. Shoots over Markkanen. Nice shot by Pirtle. Pirtle's got his first bucket in this one. And George kicks to Sexton. From outside the arc. It's hauled in by the Raptors. Ingram's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Abaji. Misses the 3.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
And once Markkanen flips the switch, it's fun to watch. Love seeing him be that aggressive.
Ingram finds Pirtle. Pirtle sets the pick for Quickly. Hands it from downtown.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Markkanen a screen on Quickly. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. It's Ingram on the wing. Back to Quickly. Ingram a screen on George. The Raptors need to get a shot off. And here's Barnes for 3. And it's John Collins with the rebound. Collins has got 4 rebounds now tonight. The Jazz working the ball around now. Markkanen missing again. Raptors leading by 5. Quickly with it. George picks him up. Pass to Barnes. Ingram a screen on Collins. Nobody near Barnes. It's good from long range.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
1:43 left in the fourth quarter. Quickly the pass to Abaji. Fade away. It's hauled in by George. Ingram deciding where to go with it. From downtown, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
And this is what Ingram can do for you. Make a variety of shots over the course of a game. Tonight, he has been unstoppable.
For 3.
Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
Quickly finds Barnes. 1:04 left in the fourth. Shot on the way. Again, Toronto.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Raptors.
I think the attitude was very impressive. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Absolutely. They put on a tremendous performance in terms of the effort and intensity. This was a well-deserved win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Brandon Ingram.
Well, as a coach, it's so fun to watch a player dominate the game offensively like he did in this one.
Barnes against Collins. Trying to break that ice-cold streak, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his first.
Scotty Barnes picks one up.
And a lot of players might have passed that shot up. Not Collins. He stays aggressive and draws the foul.
And it's the Raptors' ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. Battle pass to Barrett. Acted in. Fires from way out. Good! Oh, what a shot!
Oh, my God. He made that?
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. Even...
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him run, let
grabs each of these teams. Wins have been tough to come by lately.
No doubt. That creates a little bit of added pressure, too. So the last thing a struggling team wants to do is lose to an opponent in the same situation.
Now the opening lineup for the Portland Trailblazers. Scoot and Sharp for the backcourt set. Denny Avdia out there with Robert Williams. And it's Kamare in at the 3.
Don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
Now here's Henderson. Outside Sharp. Sinks the tray.
Showing off some playmaking abilities with the pick and roll. I know Coach likes seeing this from Sharp.
Let's send it out to Allie LaForce, who caught up with head coach Darko Rajakovic. Allie?
I asked him what their biggest challenge would be defensively, and his quick answer was Scoot Henderson. He said Henderson's as explosive as they come. You can't let him get out on the break and control the pace. Their hope is to force Henderson to operate the half-court offense, but Scoot may have other ideas, guys.
Good job there, Allie. Thanks. Quickly from outside. Pirtle, the pass to Ingram. Picked by Pirtle. The 3 ball. The shot by Ingram, no good. And so Henderson will bring it up for Portland. After a trade to New Orleans back in 2019, Brandon Ingram has become a primary scorer, Grant.
Yeah, he scored well over 20 points per game since leaving the Lakers. B.I. has the rare blend of length and shooting, and beyond scoring, Ingram's assist numbers are very impressive too.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Pirtle with a screen on Henderson. Quickly from outside. Nails it from beyond the arc. Quickly's got 9.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And that one's good. Sharp.
Now, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
Now here's Quickly. 9 points in the game. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Kamare, covered by Ingram. It's stolen by Ingram. And the dunk by Pirtle.
Boy, the timing has to be perfect both ways. The passer and the finisher. Pirtle's power on display.
Kamare, no good. The Raptors with a lead. And here's Quickly. From deep. Sharp grabs the miss.
I know that he has the ability and confidence to sink that shot, but better luck next time, maybe.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Now here's Ingram. 1:49 left to play in the first quarter. The Trailblazers have gone 4 of 7, shooting a solid percentage. Blockbuster trades have become more the norm here in the NBA, Grant. Just ask Portland in 2023.
Yeah, the Trailblazers were at the center of some big moves, but that's just how it's done now. Entire teams can be restructured in the process of a single transaction.
Sinks it from distance.
Look at how smooth Ingram's shot is. Hard off the pass, he puts up a silky jumper.
Avdia, screen on Ingram. Again, the miss by Portland.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Kamare, no good.
This has not been his best quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
The green light they gave him early should probably turn red. He needs to get others involved.
Three-pointer Sharp. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Raptors lead by 4. And here's Ingram from the arc. Again, the miss by Ingram. And for the Trailblazers, they're shooting just 36% here in the first quarter. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. The 3 from Barnes. Fires in the triple.
This is a huge part of Scotty Barnes' development. knock down the long ball.
Williams with the screen. Avdia from outside. Rebound Toronto. Pirtle's got his 8th rebound here tonight. With 1 on the clock. Can't hit that one. And so the first quarter is in the books. It's the Raptors. There. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Raptors.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
The other thing they've done a great job of so far is getting offense off of their defense, forcing turnovers, then quickly converting.
We've got R.J. Barrett, and it's Dick in at the 2. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And it's Battle missing.
He forced that one. Not a productive trip up the floor.
And in a way, by taking that one, he's bailing out the defense. It's just too easy to stop.
Now here's Walker. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by Robinson. Toronto leading by 4. The 3, Barrett. Drills it from deep. Barrett's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Well, Barrett has got to become more consistent, but if he adds consistent three-point shooting, turn the lights out.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
The Raptors are still developing. Coach Darko Rajakovic said, we're focusing on offensive execution and player development. It's about what we need to do night in and night out, regardless of the opponent. As we grow, we'll teach more schemes for opponent preparation. BA step by step.
Yeah, it's a process, Allie. Thank you.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
From behind the arc. And Aiden pulls it down. Blazers trail by 7. And here's Grant from the arc. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. For Toronto, they've gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in.
You know, depending on where Jeremy Grant's been, he's filled a lot of different roles. He's been asked to be the alpha or the second option or even a role player. But whatever it is, he's always willing to do whatever it takes to help the team.
Now here's Grant. Still no points. Here's Shed. The 3 is up. Offensive board. From deep three-point range. And it's Battle missing. Portland has gone just 1 of 5 so far this quarter from 3.
That's the shot you hope for. Right at the rim. Just couldn't capitalize.
Back to Robinson. Knocks it loose. 3-pointer. Pass to Battle. Jacks up a 3. And Aiden pulls it down. Aiden's got 4 rebounds now. And here's Simons. Aiden with a screen. To stop the drought. The kick out to Walker. Let's go with a 3. And it's Toronto with a rebound.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
The 3, Barrett. Gets the 3 to fall. Barrett's got 6 points.
Well, it's all about how do you get the best players on your team, the shots they want in the offense. Put RJ in pick and roll and let him go to work.
Here's Rupert. Here's Grant. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Barrett. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Walker pulls down the board. Here's Battle. Walker covering. Outside Barrett. Outside Dick. 5 on the clock. Misses the 3. And it's Simons with the ball for the Portland Trailblazers. They've only given up 6 here in this quarter. Pass to Rupert. Takes a 3. And it's Battle with a rebound. Toronto leading by 10. Here's Dick. No good with the triple. This gives them an opportunity to get within 10. Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Well, he showed right there. This guy capable of making shots, especially if you leave him that wide open.
And again, Toronto, no good. Blazers trail by 7. And there's Simons. That one's good. On the assist from Ayton. Simons has got 5 points now in the quarter. For 3, Robinson. Outside Dick lets the 3 fly. The shot off that time. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close game going here. Raptors out in front, up 5. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
Fans, direct your attention to the center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Emmanuel quickly with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
Checking out the group for Chauncey Billups to start the second half. Scoot and Sharp are the backcourt set. Robert Williams out there with Denny Avdia. And it's Kamare in at the small forward position. When you look back at the history of the league, Doris, no position has evolved more than the center.
You know, B.A., that's a tremendous point because you look at some of the best players in the league, they occupy the 5 spot. They're asked to do so much. Defensively, protect the rim. Be able to switch out and guard smaller players on the perimeter. Now you're being asked to be able to make shots from 3. I mean, the big man's got a lot of responsibility in today's game.
Williams misses.
It's tough to get open in this league, and when you do, it hurts not to capitalize.
And the basket by Abaji.
His vision is excellent for a center. You see it in the assist from Pirtle. He has got such great awareness of his teammates' movements.
Williams passes to Avdia. Williams with the screen. Again, the miss by Portland. Toronto leading by 9. And here's Ingram from the arc. He drops it from range. Ingram's got 6.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at them.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Blazers trail by 9. Outside Sharp, stolen by Quickly. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
Great use of length by Ingram, rising up to collect the alley-oop pass and slam it down.
Well, Emmanuel Quickly is a combo guard who impacts both sides of the ball, Doris.
There's no question about it. He's a floor spacer. He can create for himself or his teammates. And defensively, longer than you think and very mobile.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Emmanuel Quickly is the lead guard for the Raptors, and he said, I'm still learning when to be ultra-aggressive and when to get my teammates involved. The balance of it all while playing defense at a high level. It's a lot, but I'm having fun learning all of it because this is what I wanted, to be challenged. Brian?
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thank you.
I know he wants to answer the 3 that was just made on the other end, but he can't let that affect his judgment. He's got to find the best shot possible.
Now here's Ingram. There's the 3. Counted from distance. Ingram's got 8 here in this quarter.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
And at this point, it is their game to lose. They've done such a good job building the lead.
Avdia, good.
Such a reliable threat from range. You'd think the defense might key on him a little bit more.
Barnes feeling it out a bit. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Blazers trail by 14. 3-pointer Sharp. He buries it from 3. Sharp's got 11 points.
And everybody wants to see what kind of range Sharp has. Looks like the NBA three-point line won't be a problem for him.
Now here's Quickly. He's got 12. Pass to Ingram. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer. Give him that one. Now shooting 5 for 11 from the floor.
And talk about payback. He hits the revenge triple.
Oh, you love to see the competitive fire. A little bit of pride at stake.
Here's Sharp. He's got 11. Rebound by the Raptors. Pirtle's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. Left side Barnes. The fader. Doesn't go that time. Nice D from Avdia. Three-pointer Sharp. Rebound Toronto. 17 points was their biggest margin. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Pirtle with the ball. Avdia picks him up. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
That's his first.
Robert Williams picks up 1.
Well, for a player with Pirtle's size, that type of play he needs to make. Get inside, draw contact, get to the line, be physical. Love it.
Henderson finds Avdia. Here's Kamari. For 3. Sends it home from three-point land. Kamari's gotten himself on the board with a 3 there. And so it's the Toronto Raptors in a good situation, up by 13. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Barnes and Pirtle down low at the 4 and 5. Then it's Brandon Ingram. Then there's Emmanuel Quickly. And it's Abaji in at the shooting guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now here's Pirtle. 4 on the clock. Pass to Abaji from outside the arc. Avdia pulls it in. Avdia's got his 5th rebound in this one. Williams with it. Now quickly defending. Henderson for 3. Pirtle grabs a miss. Toronto leading by 13. And here's Ingram outside. And the Raptors miss again. Well, Portland's shooting poorly. Just 30% so far. Kamari, no good. The Raptors have gone 0 for 3 in this fourth. Not good. Fades. Barnes, no good. Blazers trail by 13. Pass to Kamari. The 3 is up. Can't get it to drop. Toronto has gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. Here's Abaji. And again, Toronto, no good. Here's Kamari. Beyond the arc. Knocks down the triple.
Boy, major defensive lapse on that trip, leaving him all alone in three-point territory, and he drills it.
Ingram against Williams. The 3. Sharp grabs the miss.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
The quick look, no good that time. And so quickly we'll bring it up to the Toronto Raptors. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. Sharp against Ingram. Over Sharp. And that one's good. Ingram's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Grant, wouldn't be a bad idea here to slow it down.
Yeah, coach is definitely looking for patience and execution.
Nails it from 3. Ingram's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, Ingram is having a great night so far, playing passionate offense and finding lots of quality looks.
Just about 3 minutes through the fourth and final quarter here. This one for 3. Portland with a rebound. Avdia's got rebound number 8 now. Three-pointer sharp. Rebound Toronto. 17 points was their biggest margin. And here's Ingram outside. Here's Abaji. Outside Ingram. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. Ingram's got 21.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
It looks like it'll be a big win for them here. Time to just cruise to the end of the game and chalk up the victory for the Raptors.
You know, their ability to protect the ball helped win it for them.
It really did. Less turnovers mean you can get more chances to score. All coaches tell you to value every possession.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Brandon Ingram.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
So it's Portland now. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Something this Raptors team does very well is move the ball doors.
Yeah, B.A., this is an unselfish group of guys. They like moving the basketball, getting everybody involved. Amazing when a team has everybody touch it, how good it feels.
A line change here for Toronto. Now here's Dick. Robinson, a screen on Sharp. Here's Dick. They get it back. Right wing. Pass to Shed. To the middle. It's stolen. The open shot, Henderson. Portland again missing. Fires from way outside. And it's Battle missing. No problem for Toronto as they get the win. A clean win, and one where they clearly